Television. Picture yourself sitting comfortably on your couch, drinking your favorite beverage when, all of a sudden, Spice, yes, it's the same Spice who has been causing drama left and right, does something so crazy that even the camera crew couldn't handle it. What happened next? Was it an accident? Or did she purposefully cause chaos on Karlie Redd live in front of millions of viewers? Well, buckle up because the answer is nothing short of wild. You see, Spice, who is no stranger to controversy, has just taken it too far this time, and we have all the details. Spice didn't just raise her voice, she raised her hand. That's right. Folks, a full-on attack. As she charged toward Karlie, fists were flying, her words were sharper than a blade, and the worst part? It was all live on television. But here's the real kicker. After everything was said and done, Spice was taken off in handcuffs and laid out on the spot, directly in front of the camera. What could have caused such a violent outburst on live television? Was it prearranged, or was it just a publicity stunt? Stay tuned because this story is only getting started, and you won't want to miss the shocking details that follow. Hold on to your seats because what we're about to dive into might just be the most shocking thing to hit social media this week. That's right, Spice. Talk about live drama. Now let's set the scene. Spice has never shied away from controversy. Whether it was her endless back and forth with other cast members, her no-holds-barred attitude, or her infamous on-screen moments that had people glued to their screens, it's time. However, it's not petty drama or petty words. Spice has crossed a line that even her harshest critics didn't see coming. She's gone full beast mode on Karlie Redd, and not just in the comfort of their own homes, but right in front of a live audience. You see, Karlie Redd, whether you love her or hate her, is no stranger to being at the center of controversy. She has been involved in a number of heated exchanges over the years, but no one anticipated this kind of explosive reaction from Spice. Spice is known for stirring up controversy, but what we witnessed during this fateful TV broadcast takes the cake. Was it a momentary lapse of judgment? A case of her temper getting the better of her? Or was this all just another staged spectacle designed to make headlines and keep the cameras rolling? We're talking about fistfights, raised voices, and an intensity that could have rivaled any major pay-per-view event. So, how did it all unfold? Was it all part of a larger conspiracy, or was Spice just acting out in pure rage? Let's break it down. The energy in the studio was palpable, and everyone watching could feel it. The producers, crew, and audience all sensed something was about to happen, and Spice and Karlie were already on edge. But that was just the beginning of the chaos. Karlie Redd made a comment that, let's just say, didn't sit well with Spice. We're not sure if this was a pre-planned line or just an off-the-cuff remark, but it was obvious that Karlie hit a nerve when she said it. That one comment, that one look, pushed it all over the edge. It wasn't just the typical playful banter. No, it was personal. You could see it in their eyes. The tension was thick enough to cut through with a knife. Spice, who is known for her fiery personality and unpredictable behavior, obviously had some serious issues with Karlie that day. We may never know for sure, but one thing is for sure. Spice lost it. As soon as Karlie finished speaking, she was on her feet, throwing punches like a UFC fighter. The cameras didn't hesitate to record every moment, and in an instant, Spice and Karlie weren't just arguing. There was violence in its most unadulterated form. The audience, most of whom probably didn't see this coming, gasped in shock. Let's face it, when it comes to reality TV, nothing is as it seems. The live broadcast abruptly descended into a chaotic frenzy, and as the fight grew more intense, the cameras couldn't keep up with the chaos. Could it have been planned? We know that Spice is the queen of drama, and Karlie Redd, with her sharp tongue and history of getting under people's skin, is certainly no stranger to stirring the pot herself. However, was it planned for ratings? It's hard to believe that someone would go so far as to physically attack someone for the sake of drama, but on reality TV, anything is possible. This wasn't some staged, dramatic scene. It was a real physical altercation. If it was staged, it was an incredible acting job, because the cameras captured every moment, and no amount of editing could hide the intensity of what was happening. Now that we've set the scene, and you know just how explosive this situation became, let's talk about what happened immediately after the punches were thrown. talking to drive traffic, keep the cameras rolling, and most importantly, keep viewers hooked, was thrown as we all know. Reality TV shows rarely show such incidents without some serious repercussions. Spice may have believed that she could leave the set and dismiss it as a heated argument, but the situation was far from over. Security arrived almost immediately, and Spice, still furious, was physically restrained by security personnel who appeared to have no choice but to step in. But the damage had already been done. The fight had escalated, and now it was about more than just the drama. It was about the consequences of physical violence on a live broadcast. You can imagine the chaos backstage as producers scrambled for crew members, with the camera still rolling and the entire world watching. What happens next would shock everyone even more. Now that we've seen the explosive altercation between Spice and Karlie Redd, what happens after the chaos subsides? Was it a one-off moment driven by adrenaline? Or is there more to this story than meets the eye? Let's take a closer look at the fallout of this scandal and how the public, the media, and even the audience are looking at each other in disbelief, and the audience in complete shock. Spice has never been the epitome of composure. She has made a career out of pushing boundaries, igniting controversy, and making sure she stays in the news. From her time on the popular reality series Love and Hip Hop to her clashing personalities on other shows, Spice has been involved in countless on-screen blow-ups, catfights, and social media feuds. This most recent incident, however, raised many questions about just how far she was willing to go for attention. Was this a calculated move to maintain her fame, or was it a simple loss of control? Spice's reputation was already mixed before this scandal. On the one hand, she had a devoted fan base that admired her no-nonsense attitude and bold personality. But on the other hand, she had developed a reputation for being volatile, unpredictable, and at times, downright aggressive. Spice had been seen publicly feuding with several cast members on the show in the months leading up to this altercation. Her beef with Karlie Redd in particular had been simmering for a while, with both women teasing each other on social media. However, no one could have predicted that this was how things would end, with Spice physically attacking Karlie on live TV. Dangerous. This most recent incident only serves to fuel the fire that has been burning in her public persona for years. Spice's fans were divided in the aftermath of the altercation. Some defended her actions, claiming that she had been provoked and had every right to defend herself. Others, however, were shocked by her actions. Was this the final straw? Could this altercation mark the end of Spice's career, or would the public's short-term memory allow her to recover once this incident hit social media? Media. It was game over, and people couldn't stop talking about it. The hashtag #SpiceAtAttacksGlee trended globally, with both fans and critics providing their thoughts on the altercation. On the other hand, there were many who felt that Spice had completely crossed the line. They said the internet has no chill, and it didn't take long for people to voice their opinions loudly. Some fans defended Spice, claiming that Karlie had been encouraging her for months and that Spice had simply reached her boiling point. They even went so far as to say that Spice was justified in her actions because she was tired of Karlie's mouth. Physical violence, especially on a live broadcast, was never acceptable, no matter the circumstances. The public seemed to agree that Spice had allowed herself to lose it completely. She wasn't the cool, collected TV personality we had come to expect. Rather, she was an unhinged figure whose temper finally got the better of her, and no one could defend that. These critics took to social media to express their disgust, calling out Spice for losing control and placing herself and the network in a terrible position. Many claimed that this was just another instance of reality. TV stars going too far in an attempt to get attention. One tweet summed it up perfectly. Spice's anger issues are no joke. It's not okay. She needs to be held accountable for her actions. Law enforcement finally intervened as the backlash grew, but what followed was nearly as shocking as the altercation itself. Spice was arrested for her actions on live television. Although reality stars are rarely arrested for their on-screen behavior, Spice's outburst was too much for authorities to overlook, and sources close to the production crew revealed that the police were called to the set right away. The altercation had gotten out of control so quickly that it took multiple officers to restrain her and escort her out of the building. Would Spice face legal repercussions for her actions? Well, it appears that the law had a different take on the entire matter. After Spice attacked Karlie Redd, the internet was ablaze with rumors. Fans wondered if Spice would be imprisoned or fined, or if this was just another media circus to keep her in the spotlight. Now let's take a moment to discuss this. Arresting a reality TV star for something that happened on camera may seem ridiculous to some, but the authorities couldn't ignore the fact that Spice's attack was a crime, and no one, especially in the public eye, could get away with it, at least not without facing some kind of consequence. We've seen the footage and the back and forth, but the truth is that Spice wasn't the only one to blame. Although Spice may have been the first to act, Karlie wasn't exactly innocent either. Some people were quick to point out that Karlie had been provoking Spice for weeks, baiting her into a confrontation. Was Karlie trying to create a viral moment for herself? Did she purposefully set up Spice to lose her cool? We may never know the whole truth, but one thing is for certain. Both of these women are accustomed to drama, and this whole situation feels like just another chapter in their ongoing feud. We've seen how other reality stars have fallen from grace due to similar controversies. But Spice was different. She had been in the public eye for years and had a devoted fan base that was unwilling to let her go so easily. However, let's face it, public perception plays a role in a reality star's career. The public had one question: what's next? For Spice? Was her career over, or would she find a way to recover from the scandal? The network where this altercation took place received a great deal of backlash. Viewers were furious, and critics questioned whether reality TV had gone too far. The media frenzy surrounding Spice's arrest only fueled the fire. Whether or not she was at fault, Spice's public image was in ruins, and it was impossible to predict how it would affect her future opportunities. For now, Spice is dealing with the fallout from her actions. The law has had its say, and the public has weighed in. Will she recover? One thing is certain, though: Spice won't go quietly. As the drama surrounding Spice's arrest and the shocking altercation with Karlie Redd continues to unfold, the reality TV world has been rocked to its core. The public outrage has been unquestionable, but the real question is whether Spice can recover from this scandal or if her career is at an all-time low. Let's examine the aftermath, the consequences, and what lies ahead for this controversial figure in the entertainment industry. First, we need to discuss the legal ramifications of Spice's actions. This is where it gets interesting. Despite the charges, some people think that Spice might get off easy because of her fiery personality and dramatic outbursts on reality TV. The law doesn't care about TV ratings or viral moments, but assault is assault, and in this case, Spice's actions on live TV could have serious legal consequences. You see, reality TV scandals are a double-edged sword. On the one hand, the more attention your incident receives, the more likely it is that you'll remain relevant in the public eye. On the other hand, if the courts decide to take action, Spice could be facing more than just a slap on the wrist. The question everyone has now is whether she will face jail time. However, reality is harsh, and the public isn't willing to forgive someone just because they are a TV star. Spice's behavior may have been part of the reality TV gimmick, but when the law gets involved, it's a whole different ballgame. Time will tell. But let's not forget the media frenzy after Spice was arrested. Spice's supporters have come forward, arguing that she should be given a second chance for the sake of the network's image. After all, reality TV is known for creating outrageous situations, and this was just another one of those out-of-control moments that the producers probably knew was coming. The media storm that ensued was relentless, with news outlets, gossip blogs, and even mainstream media outlets picking up the story. Naturally, the public's insatiable appetite for drama made it impossible for anyone to turn away. The headlines screamed things like, "Spice attacks Karlie Redd on live TV," and "Spice arrested," while other outlets concentrated on the more graphic details of the altercation. There was no way that this scandal would go away anytime soon. Soon, memes, tweets, and viral videos flooded the internet, creating a flurry of online chatter, with people all over the world making fun of it. Spice's actions, but the worst part is that despite the online outcry, Spice has managed to stay relevant. This is the odd paradox of reality TV fame, where publicity can often be just as helpful as negativity. Spice's name has never been more well-known, and her social media following has skyrocketed. No matter how much people hate her, they can't get enough of her drama. This scandal may be what she needs to restart her career, but at what cost? The question that everyone is asking is whether Spice's arrest will result in her being permanently removed from the show, or if she will simply be recast in a more dramatic role for future seasons. If history has taught us anything, it is that reality TV shows are prone to keeping controversial figures around, so it is possible that Spice will be brought back to keep the drama going. However, the network that aired this altercation is also under intense scrutiny, with millions of viewers watching the drama unfold. But the fallout doesn't end there. Spice isn't just facing the wrath of the public and the law, she's also dealing with a backlash from her peers in the industry. The truth is that reality TV stars often form close-knit communities, and Spice's actions have alienated some of her fellow cast members, who have spoken out expressing their disappointment and anger over the way things went down. Karlie Redd, of course, has been vocal in expressing her side of the story. The network may also decide to distance themselves from her to protect their brand. It's evident that Spice has a divided fan base, with some vehemently defending her actions and others calling for her to face the consequences. Other celebrities have also weighed in, with some implying that Spice's anger management issues have been a persistent problem for years. However, while some are quick to distance themselves from Spice, others are more understanding of her predicament. Some of her devoted fans have even gone so far as to place the blame for the altercation on Karlie, claiming that she was the one who initiated the drama. Spice's resilience is unrivaled. We've seen her emerge from other controversies in the past, and she's repeatedly demonstrated that she has the staying power to remain relevant. Will she take this scandal and turn it into another comeback story? It's possible. In fact, it might be the ideal opportunity for her to reinvent herself. Has she burned too many bridges? The truth is that reality TV stars have a short shelf life, and Spice is no exception. While she may be able to stay in the public eye for a while, time is running out. The public's acceptance of Spice's redemption story and whether they've had enough of the drama are the big questions at this point. However, one thing is certain. This is not the last time we'll hear about Spice and her outrageous antics. What comes next for Spice is uncertain, but if there's one thing we know for sure, it's that she won't go quietly. Whether she accepts the consequences of her actions or uses this scandal as a chance to return stronger than ever, her story is far from over. A shocking scandal to make a comeback. Tell us in the comments below if you think the attack on Karlie Redd was totally inappropriate, or if it was just another exaggerated reality TV moment. Do you want to see more updates on the most recent drama in the celebrity world? Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Stay tuned for more incredible stories and breaking news. Breaking news.